I think I'm at a moment in my life where things were getting very stale. The job was getting old, everything felt very routine. And to find something that woke me up again and made me feel like I wanted to go out and learn and try and just get up and try again at my age was phenomenal and exciting, and I'm gonna take all that with me.
I found out about this place because I've actually spent a fair amount of time in Nosara. Over the years, I'll come for like kind of a month plus at a stretch and try and paddle out there. Just never really made a lot of progress with my surfing. Had a lot of fun, but just never really got to like a next level. And then I'd see all the people over at Surf Simply just like crushing it. Like, I mean, they just had like, it was next level of it. You could just see it was like a totally different game. So we finally got on the waitlist email system, and anytime an email came out, we'd just like send the quickest message to each other, like, "Are you available? Put our name in." Like,
well, I think the reason why I keep coming back to Surf Simply is because I can reliably know that I'm going to meet people who are also really motivated to get better at surfing, and that's a great community to be a part of. So I really enjoy it for that reason.
And can you please tell me, when you start surfing, what was the original motivation for you to start surfing?
The original motivation was community for me. I had a group of friends who were learning to surf in San Francisco, and I pulled an old board out of the garage that I'd gotten in Australia 10 years earlier and had only used once. And went out and started to learn to surf and had no idea what I was doing. We were splashing around in the water. But then when I started coming to Surf Simply, it really taught me how to surf.
I grew up in California, never learned to surf. I lived in Southern California for a while, never learned how to surf. And it just looked like one of the most beautiful forms of athleticism and embracing nature, and I've always wanted to do it. But the first time I really ever was able to stand up and enjoy riding was here in 2022.
We actually got some great skills here the last time we came, and then this time built upon those. Now I feel like I can take on a few waves on my own.
Jared and I moved to Miami, and we felt like we needed to get better in water sports. We tried kite surfing, and that wasn't for us. So we landed on surfing.
I've had like a lot of first times, and they've all failed until I was here last year. I think I got pummeled outside of San Francisco, in Waikiki, and I wore my wetsuit backwards the first time in Dana Point.
My first wave was 20 years ago here in Nosara. I was teaching in the town in Nosara and came out here and rented a board and got totally tumbled and pounded, and that's where I fell in love with it.
You need to be patient and you need to have humility to accept some setbacks and have the fortitude to keep moving forward.
The first week I worked with Derek. It was amazing, and I think he did such a phenomenal job giving the foundation and the basics.
If we didn't see the beginning of that and we just freeze frame right here, that's exactly what we've been talking about. That's exactly what I see. You can see we're staying right in front of that peeling section. We get around it, and now everything's looking really good. We got a straight front leg, a little bit more compressed back. Yeah. If we could step that back foot back a little bit more, or even both feet shuffle into the tail a little bit more, that's going to pivot around and allow you to go right back up into the high part of that target. So right there.
The understanding of the science, the approach, and understanding where I was as a athlete, knowing where my weaknesses were and where my strengths were, and helping me understand like how I can approach surfing. So I was with Derek the first week. This week I was with Justin, and I absolutely felt day one of my second trip arriving here, I felt better prepared, but it was incremental. It's just something you have to keep doing. When you break through, it's worth it, and it just motivates you to keep going.
And I had Jessie the first time we came, which she's just a delight, and she's like therapy to your heart, even as she's coaching and teaching, it's so affirming.
You're in the perfect position. Intimidating, but perfect position.
Marlon just built upon what she laid down as a foundation. So he was incredible this whole week.
Low tech versus high tech, the way it basically works for us is we have that same sandbar spot that is going to make the wave break, but depending on how much water you actually have breaking on it, the spot from where you start hunting to get the wave might be shorter or might actually be longer. A different wave behind carry right now. Is that steep or a soft wave?
He was just so encouraging that it made me feel brave enough to keep trying and eventually master a few skill sets and go from like that level 1 to 2, kissing 3.
My natural form isn't the proper stance, and Gabriel, who's my coach, and he told me to think about it as if I'm balancing on one foot, and that's my front foot, because I had so much weight on my back foot. And then I had a second big learning because I was working on angled takeoffs, and I was like, how can I trust it? Aren't I gonna flip into the wave? And he explained that
Transition to this, really pulling and looking down the line. The wave's gonna ask you for more pressure than that. Even if I like end up riding a wave like that.
if you give it too much pressure, you'll just ride up the wave and you'll have time to correct. So don't feel bad about giving it as much as you need because you can adjust. And that unlocked like a whole new realm for me.
What was your favorite part of the, let's call it the sort of Simply experience?
For me, it's the coaches. They're all so sweet. That's what makes me want to come back. I was like, I feel like you come, they remember you.
Everybody's so supportive.
Excited about your waves and like really supportive when you're out in the water. It's a very unique community that like starts with the coaches and then like continues out to the guests.
And bring the weight back in the form of steps.
I was telling Rue this earlier, it just feels like such an extension of like this family and they're all out there supporting each other. So was there a single person? No, I think it was the whole team and how they operate collectively that really big impact.
Anything you guys want to add to the details?
I think the media team's doing an amazing job.
Yeah.